What's happening, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Martin. Once again, I'm back with yet another video. So in today's video, what I'm really trying to do is to go through the charts with you guys to show you like a few things that I actually took my time to sit down and actually go through. I'm analyzing gold right now, and even as analyzing gold, there's a few tricks and lessons that I'm going through on this particular video. So I genuinely do wish and pray that this brings and sheds some light to you. So at the end of the video, let me know what you do think about today's video. If you've learned a thing or two, also kind of like let me know so that I know that with my next video that's gonna drop, you're gonna obviously be learning certain things. And also again, I will be giving free mentorship and free advices to people that will sign up on the link below just after watching the video. So do go through the entire video, because there's actually like a surprise for you on the video. Make sure you watch the entire video just so you know whatever it is that I did record for you guys that's hidden on the few minutes of this video. So do enjoy this video. I'll come back at the end of the video and let me know what you do think about today's video. What's happening, guys? So I want us to look at gold for a possible analysis, and to also give you guys a few tips and tricks on how I would basically tackle this trade. So I shared this analysis with you guys on my free Telegram channel, and I want to also share this to my YouTube channel. If you're actually looking to join in on our Telegram channel, I suggest that you look at the description of this particular video and you'll find the link to the channel. So basically what we do have here is the gold markets, and this is on a broader spectrum of things. This is on the daily time frame, and what I had analyzed in the past was that gold was obviously bullish, and we had to eventually break past these highs that were created around $3,500 per ounce rounded off. So we're now trading within this range that was established around the 6th of May. We can obviously argue and say the 22nd of April, because this is where we basically got the open and the closure of this market. And obviously on the 6th of May, we came back again to test that level, and the lows were also established around the 23rd of April all the way to right now on the 30th of June. So you can see that this is quite a strong level of support, and that is quite a strong level of resistance. Now, the very first thing that I would suggest that you do when you analyze is to obviously look at the structural formation and pattern that the market has given you, which in this instance and particular market, we can probably see that this is a buying market. And why do I say so? So we look at structure. If we look at what the market is printed now, we're able to see that we've got the market pushing to the highs, and I'll just obviously start looking at the market from this area over there. So what we do have is the market pushing to the highs and giving us a pause there. So that's a solid move to the upside and a pullback. So that's an impulse and a correction. So we did get a high over there, and this particular low from that correction is obviously higher than the previous corrective move. And from there, we can see a break out of this region and area. And from there, we can see the market pushing up to these highs and pulling back to there. And then we can see these highs now holding, and this low price over there was obviously a test of that previously broken structural highs. So from this perspective and this angle, we can then see that this was now our newly formed low, which is why if you look here closely, I did sort of like label the price that the market established over there. So the lowest price then that we do have in this particular market is that $3,120 per ounce, and the highest would be that $3,500 per ounce. So in order for us to know whether the market will continue being bullish or not, we would then have to see either a breakout on that 3,005 or that 3,120 level. So for now, we can clearly see that we're sort of stuck in this range and this particular level of resistance and support in this particular market. And I do also want to highlight the fact that when you do analyze the markets, you must try to be as simplistic as possible, because a lot of times people try to go for the complicated approach, and you'd find the only thing that people end up with is just like a complicated jargon of wording within trading, but there's no particular results to prove and to show that you do know what you're actually doing. So keep it as simple as possible. So what do we then have within this particular range? that we can use now to be able to then trade this particular market. So the first thing that we can look at is this level of resistance. So if you look closely, you will notice that around these areas there, we've got a level of resistance. I'm actually going to use a slightly thicker marker. So we do have a level of resistance that was broken over there. So based on structural rules, we do know that the minute the market will break past previous highs, then the market has given us, indications that we're going up. So that means even here we can actually find a retest on that level. This could potentially be a retest on that particular level for a further continuation to the upside. So this then becomes a critical level of interest. So we need to pay close attention today. I'm going to change the color of this so that we're not confused. So this is a significant level of interest that we do want to look at. So I'm gonna focus on this level to see whether or not is this a level I can focus on. So if you look at the 4 hourly, what we can also see is a clear breakout and retest kind of a situation. And I would say that this could potentially be a reactive zone that pushed the market back to that level of resistance in order for us to potentially get a retest for a further continuation to the upside. So that is something that is worth paying attention to as we are looking at this particular trade. So this is now the 4 hourly. As you guys can see behind the screen there, we do have our time frames there. So when I do change and switch between time frames, I hope you guys are able to see that. So when we look at the hourly now, this then serves as a strong confirmation of whether or not can we buy in that particular level. So a lot of people look at different confirmations around there, namely candlestick confirmations, chart patterns, all of those, different confirmation patterns that people would use. So if you do decide to trade this, what's up, guys? If you're looking for a broker to trade with, this is Vantage Markets that has been trading for 15 years. We've been functioning for 15 years within the markets, and we've got different account types. We've got interesting competitions and programs that you guys can look at. Right now, there is a promotion, like, as mentioned over there, you can see we've got a 13% per annum fund growth. We've got, this elite rewards that come with you being loyal and trading with the broker. And again, we've also got deposit bonuses as well. So if you look at the different account types, you can go over there, look at all the trading products that we have, all the different markets, all the trading accounts. We've got a pro ECN account that's designed for traders seeking the optimum trading conditions. We've also got a raw ECN account, a standard STP account, and a swap free account. And you can obviously just open this account just by clicking the link down on the description below. These are the different trading platforms and conditions that we do have, and we also do have an academy where you can learn a couple of things from pros like myself within the company. And we do also have market analysis like overviews, economic calendar. We've got news and analysis, client sentiments, forex VPS, trading signals, and so forth. And if you do want to become a partner as well, you can come and become an introducing broker. This is the most popular option right now that people go for, where you get to introduce clients and get commissioned even as they trade. Or you can look at CPA affiliate deals, and this can also happen just by a click of that link that is down below. So I do advise you to look at these different options that we do have. And again, if you do have an account open, you can just send me a DM on Instagram. Let me know that you do have an account open, and you will get an hour's session with me for free, where I will be answering all forex related questions to you. So do open an account fund with the minimum of $50, and then you can send me a DM on my Instagram, which is also mentioned on the link below. And we can look at giving you a free call with Dr. Martin and at least answering a few of the questions that you may have concerning the charts. So thank you so much, guys. Move. And the reason why I would also say, let me actually go back to this time frame to explain something to you guys, right? If you look at this confirmation and pattern over here, that we have this pattern that's being formed over here, you can see that the market did push, and then gave us a pullback, which is obviously higher than the previous low, then pushed to give us an equivalent high, but the low now was obviously higher than the previous low. Then we now got a higher high, which obviously now came back to this level and region, which is obviously now like a level and area of interest. But again, we also do have this range that we need not to, ignore, that the market is somewhat stuck within a range currently. However, as stuck as we are on this range, the market keeps printing higher lows. So there is a greater chance that this pullback that happens here could have been a pullback that gives us that momentum and power to continue to buy out of this level and region. So then if you do end up buying in this particular market, your risk, it's actually really, really, really low. If you look at the risk to reward ratio, you're risking next to nothing to actually. So I would obviously put my stop loss just below this previous level, and my first take profit would be there. And my second take profit then would be on that overall level of resistance that we do have even on the 4 hourly. So this would then be the first target. Second target would be there. So if you look at the risk to reward ratio there, then it makes sense. So this would be a trade that's worth taking over there. So the reason why I would personally risk to enter on this trade is obviously because there's much more momentum to buy than there is to sell. Because I mean, from what we have established from the high time frame is that the market is generally trending up. So I do know that there's more momentum going up than there is for sales. So then I will go to my smaller time frame to confirm whether or not will I take this trade. So let me just remove these things so that we've got a clean chart and that our perspective is clear. So how I would then look at entries, right? So the first kind of entry I would have taken is obviously there, but that's obviously like a high risk entry. But a more conservative entry would have been around there. So I'll show you guys my entry strategy that I would have used to particularly find entries on this particular trade. So what I would then use is this area of resistance over there. So that would have been, let me actually use a line to make my point. So I would have used this area. So now this is still not as clear to me. So I would then drop down to a smaller time frame just so I can get a clear understanding of what is happening over there. So what I do have here is this high price over there. So I'm gonna draw this high price over there. So what would then give me the confidence of entering this trade would have been a formation like this, where the market pushes out of that area and comes back to test that level. And this would be a strategy amongst my course that I would call a 3-leg extension. This would then be that confirmation pattern, because then you have the first leg, then you have the second leg now, and then you would have been trading that third leg. So this would have been the positions that I would have taken on this particular trade. So I would have waited for the market to come close above that previous resistance level, because structurally speaking, the only way we would know that this counter trend move has come to an end is if the market comes to break past the previous high, which in this case would have been this high that's printed over there. So I would have waited for the market to come break past that high, retest that high. Then obviously I would take my positions from there, then obviously look to go long in this particular market. So that is one of the ways I would have looked at this trade. But overall, I do see long-term buys on gold. I do see long-term buys on gold, and I do see this move being a strong possibility. So I do, advise you guys to look out for that and to really, look deep into the patterns and formations that this particular market is somewhat given us currently, for you to then be able to take these positions going long. So if we do fail to break past, to reject on this particular zone, then we can obviously see this particular trade coming back to the lows of this ranging market, because we are overall ranging in this particular market. So if we do fail to, somewhat produce a clean and a precise rejection pattern on that particular zone, then we will be going short to these lows. But if we do see a clear rejection over there, then I do see gold, overall breaking past these all-time highs that we did have. And that is, the analysis that I do have for gold. So do let me know what your thoughts are, what your sentiments are in this particular trade. And I hope you guys learned a thing or two. So do let me know as well what you would like to know more from the analysis and the few tips that I did give you. And thank you. See you on the next short. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this really helped, kind of like broaden up your understanding of the markets. And thank you so much for coming in. I will see you guys in yet another video. If you're new to this channel, do me a favor, do click the like button, comment down below, let me know what you would like to learn in future. And also do share the video on your socials. This is Dr. Martin, once again signing out. Peace out.